Alright, hey you guys, it's Tsubaki Swag, and I'm coming to you with my review of Owari no Seraph Episode 2, Humanity After the Fall. And first off, I want to say, because I am starting a new job, and when I was leaving my old job, my manager, whom I love so very much, decided to give me this beautiful work of art right here that will now be a part of my background. It doesn't match anything in my room, but I don't care. It's Batman. Batman is forever going to be on my wall because Batman is awesome. But yeah, so this episode was so, like, oh my goodness, just the opening was, it was breathtaking. It's just, the animation was just so freaking beautiful, and then there were so many things. Like, they kept showing Mika. They kept showing Mika like in an older state, which makes me believe that Mika is actually still alive. And I think I mentioned this. I might have mentioned this in last week's, like in my last week's review, that I think that Mika isn't dead. I feel like the vampire, if he's still alive, would like turn Mika into a vampire. If that's possible for humans to become vampires, I feel like he turned Mika into a vampire, and Mika is still alive somewhere, and that's going to probably be like the boss battle at the end, is you having to fight Mika. And pretty much this whole episode was, well, I won't say the whole episode, but like the beginning of the episode, we hear you talking, and Yu's talking about every time he closes his eyes, he sees like his family, his friends, his comrades, and he sees them all happy and healthy, and then he sees them being killed right in front of him, like how they were by the vampire. And this happens every time he closes his eyes, even for the past 4 years. Every single time he closes his eyes, that is what he sees, which it really kind of sucks if you think about it that way, but I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. So like, we go through this episode, and we see him like he's all grown up now. I mean, I won't say he's all grown up, because if he was 12, he's about 16 now, since it was 4 years later. So 16-year-old Yu he was walking along, and we see is called Four Horsemen of John, one of the Four Horsemen of John, and we see these two people. They are fighting it, and they told you to run away, that he didn't need to be there, and he was like, well, if I can't kill this thing, then then I will never be able to kill the vampire, blah blah blah. So he went the freak, and like he destroyed that thing and literally cut it in half, like without even really thinking about it. Yu has become pretty BA, if I do say so myself. So after that, we see him in school the next day, and he had gotten suspended because he wasn't supposed to kill the thing. But Yu's way of thinking was like, why am I being suspended for killing it when we were supposed to kill these things? I mean, I don't understand. He was in class, and he was mumbling to himself. The teacher yelled at him, and then he gets a tap on the shoulder, and he turns around and he sees this beautiful girl with purple, like lavender hair, and she writes him a note and tells him pretty much that he needs to cooperate, that if he doesn't cooperate, his suspension will be extended, and it will continue to extend until he makes a friend. And he was very mad and angry about this, and was like yelling in the middle of class. And Shinoa pretty much told him again that if he doesn't cooperate and he doesn't do what he's told, then his suspension will be extended. So he sits down, and then after class, we hear like one person there like, let's go get ice cream after class is over. And Shinoa got up, and she was like, you're supposed to say something like, well, I like ice cream too. Well, wait, I like ice cream too. Blah, blah, blah. And pretty much Yu was like, I don't need friends. I don't need to have any friends. And Shinoa was like, Garuen pretty much told me that because your family was killed in front of you 4 years ago, you have a hard time getting close to people. You refuse to get close to anyone, and he doesn't think that you'll ever make a friend or a girlfriend for that matter. So your test is so you can get off the suspension and join the Moon Demon Corps, whatever, I can't remember the name of it. but join the vampire extermination unit is to make a friend. So he yells at her and continues, like, he storms out the room, closes the door, and she's still following him. He's like, why are you still following me, blah blah blah. And they're like about to walk away when you see this little, like, this brown haired boy whose name is Shoichi. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I'm horrible with names. But he was being pushed around by these three guys, and you stepped in at the last minute, because at first you was just going to walk away, but he stepped in. And then Shinoi, after he decided to tell him that they were going to fight, Shinoi told him that he wasn't allowed to fight or harm a civilian, or his suspension would be extended. And right as she said this, he got decked in the face. And then it turns out that he was going to have to be their errand boy and do their little errands for them. And he asked Shaichi why is he going through all this stuff, and Shaichi pretty much told him that the guy that punched him, Yamanaka, is a prodigy that is supposed to be joining the vampire extermination unit, and he was going to help him get in, and for him helping him, he has to pretty much be in his errand boy. So you of course got upset by this, and he's like, this dude is supposed to be the one that's joining, and I can't even get in. How does that work? So pretty much, and then Shichi went through this whole explanation as to why he wanted to join a unit. Like, his sister was killed right in front of him by a vampire because she was trying to save him, and he wants to get revenge for her. And you pretty much tells him not to get revenge, and I know that he told him that because he doesn't want him to lose his life over his sister, because she is kind of weak. So as all this is happening and he was walking away, a building explodes, and the siren goes off, and there's an announcement saying that a vampire broke out of the experimentation lab, and for everybody to evacuate. And of course, Yu took it upon himself to fight her. So he goes and finds her while everybody's running away. You see people sitting on the ground. I'm like, if there was a vampire and I knew I couldn't fight it, I'd probably be running in the opposite direction that it's coming to. So, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. So he runs to the building, he runs upstairs, and he sees her about to feed on this girl. And he looks over in the corner, and the guy who punched him in the face is laid out on the, crouched in a corner, looking like he's about to pee on himself. And Yu goes in there all trying to be all hard and tries to fight her. He cuts her arm off at one point, and he tells the guy, Yamanaka, to pick up the girl and run away, because he's supposed to be part of the vampire extermination unit. He should be able to do that. And he was like, I lied about that. I just thought that if I told people that, then I would get more respect, blah blah blah. So he is absolutely no help at all in this situation. And Yu continues to fight her, and he almost got pinned. And well, I won't say he almost got pinned. I want to say he got distracted, and she was about to feed on the girl that was laid out on the desk, and Shichi came out of nowhere and tackled her. And I was just like, yes, you redeemed yourself. You're awesome. You are a newfound favorite in this show. So after that, she was about to attack him, and you jumped in the way. She grabbed you by the neck and flew out the window with him, and she was about to kill him, and Guruen stabbed her in the back, it killed her because it was a cursed weapon. So Guruen saved the day. I mean, you did a really good job. I will give him that. He did a very good job. And then Shichi coming out of nowhere helped tremendously. So that was that. And Guruen said that now that he has a friend, it's okay. And he was like, I don't have any friends. And then Shichi comes out of nowhere, and he runs, and you